time, weather.
Now for the Forge Podcast. Question for you. What's the power of your testimony if it's never shared? This is the Forge Podcast.
A ministry of Scottsdale Bible Church.
From profanity to prayer.
To prayer.
To prayer.
This is something close to my heart because there are so many guys that justify profanity.
Oh, yeah.
In our church, they justify it. Mm-hmm. It's the I'm relatable. I'm real.
I'm a guy.
I'm a relatable guy in the world. Yes, I'm a Christian, but guess what? You can relate to me.
I'm an edgy Christian. Yeah.
And I've heard that from their lips, and I'm like, but
guy,
out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So that proverb says that it's bubbling over. That it is, and so it's the check engine light of life, and it's a check engine light to say, hey man, there might not be something in my heart that's really good right now because it's bubbling over of profanity.
It's showing up in a coarse verbal, vocal, audio way.
Correct. You brought that up, and I'm like, let's talk about that because we're talking about that in Ephesians 4 tonight. It happens to be on the docket. It's in Colossians 3:8. There's Ephesians 4:29. And Paul says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth."
Brothers and sisters, from the same lips comes praise and prayer, as does slander and vulgarity. This should not be so. It's right there.
Yeah,
it's right there.
What did you want to talk about that? Well, I'm all ears, man. From profanity to prayer.
From profanity.
Tell me your journey with that.
I realized very early on that I could use comedy for attention and for coping, and therefore getting turned on.
You're very good at it. You're very funny.
And that's the problem. Like, I'll admit that, but it's like I like to make people laugh. Yeah. You know, it's not always me trying to cover or something like that. When my wife has the most beautiful laugh, and when I get her to lose it, it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding. And just seeing people smile and everything. But so I learned pretty quickly that I could use profanity as a tool to get that extra laugh, to get that extra edge. It's so easy, man. It is so, you slip an F word before a joke, and it's, it kills, but it also kills. When it came to me writing my testimony for the baptism, Steve was like, he's like, hey dude, I need to look at it. And I'm like, well, you're technically second look because my wife's going to scrub it before you get it. And he was like, well, I think Ryan Goebel wants to look at it too. And it's like, I've known Goebel since elementary school. I'm like, that's cool. He's probably smart to be like, can I look at what Chubbs is going to say before you give him a microphone? There may have been an 8th grade.
And then guys in the audio booth, be on standby with the bleep button.
With that red button. Yeah. There may have been like an 8th grade talent show incident where Cocoa Pond Middle School had to change future MC activities and roles after my involvement.
Okay.
That wasn't the full reason why my parents had to go to therapy, but I think it definitely helped push them in after I was done with my set. So
do you have that on camera? Did somebody film it?
I hope someone does. I think someone does. It was actually a pretty good comedy bit, but man, under the bus, Bill and Jerry.
It's your parents' name?
That's their names. Bill and Jerry. Yeah. So I learned profanity is this great little tool to use. I get edgier with the jokes. I get more insensitive with my jokes. This is how bad it was. The group in high school, we called ourselves the Posse. We all go up to Malibu.
Original.
Right? We all go up to Malibu, not Lost Canyon. What is it up there? It's the big camp up in Malibu, Canada. Might be called Malibu. I'm totally blanking on this.
You got me. We can look it up.
So we go to this Young Life camp, and we fly into Seattle. We bus up to a jetty. We get on a transport ship. We're middle of nowhere, God's country. It's beautiful. It's on like a glacier bay. Everything. we're there with like hundreds of other kids because it's a huge camp and it's kids from across the country. We get there, and within 1 hour, like the PA system is like all campers to their cabins, leader meeting time, and our leader Cantor, we'll all sit there and we're like, hey, what's going on, Cantor? And he's like, all right, guys, they've already had to call all of us leaders together because of the foul language that's being used by the Scottsdale group that's here. We didn't make an hour before we're already in the principal's office. And my response was, do we have a beep? We should, that's beeping beep. That was my immediate response as I'm at a camp for Christ. And then, that was, good. I mean, that was, yeah, right. That was, I was a junior in high school. Right. And then you get into college and profanity is rewarded even more. Yeah. And then I get into construction, and it's like every fourth word is going to be the F word. And in fact, if you don't swear somebody out, it means that you don't like them. We'll use vulgarity as almost as a term of endearment.
Now, during that period of time, is there anything on the inside that every time you do it, that's off. There's no sensitivity to it. The heart doesn't recognize it.
And I mean,
it's just the language it's the currency of language.
Yeah, it's what I was going to use. In retrospect, maybe being in first grade and watching South Park may have had some adverse effects on me.
Sure.
But we don't need to. Yeah, we can't blame everyone else. It was me the one doing it.
Sure.
But also during that time, I'd basically shut off all emotions. Okay. I'd boil down to like, what are the few emotions that I need to survive and get through this world, and like pity or.
Did that come from your freshman year?
That came. That'd be
from the making fun of you.
No, that would have come from my parents' divorce, their separation.
Okay.
To where
which was how old?
I was a senior in high school when they officially split.
Okay.
But we knew it was coming since I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And we actually met at like a family therapist, and they were kind of like, well, we're here because your parents don't love each other. What should you do? I'm the youngest of 4. So I was blessed at kind of being in the family the least amount of time.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, oh, well, this is a dumpster fire. I should probably bail. And I remember then I was like, you guys should just get divorced now. And they're like, no, we're both lawyers, so we're going to stick together and make this really ugly towards the end of everything. And so from that, I was like, well, I'm just going to shut off.
Got it. Okay.
I'm going to shut off certain emotions. So like
Sure.
regret of having said offensive things. No,
not there.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, Facebook loves to do here's your memories from 14 years ago. And it'll be like, David Chubbs Kurtz, blank, 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 blank. And I'm just like, oh, man. Yeah. How that was then. But from that, and I mean, listen to Damien's podcast where he talks about, that guy, we had a guy show up and he was so profanity laden. Like, I didn't even want him at my table. That would have been 2023. That would have been 2023.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not something you even recognize, even being in a church, like on a Tuesday night, your mouth?
No. There was, cause we had a guy last week. And he was just ripping.
But he would always, pardon my French. I'm like, well, then just don't speak French.
Don't say it, yeah.
But
yeah,
like he's at least recognizing it, but he's still saying it. I'm like,
give him time.
But it sure.
Yeah, but
it's just how offensive the words have become to even just hear them.
Right.
This is interesting.
Right.
It was interesting observation. That was it. But
right.
So you're just ripping them and. Because that was just the language of guys.
Of being an adolescent
Sure.
dude, who had frustrations and anger issues, and just, again, wanting attention, wanting cheap laughs. It was quick. It was easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really good at it. So
going back, I know we already talked about your first weeks at Forge, but how do you think people received you that first week with your mouth?
I mean, I was treating the Forge almost just still on a secular basis.
Okay.
Like it's almost like I'm at the job site, right? It's just a bunch of guys talking, hanging out and everything.
Because
So
what I found interesting was last week, the guy's like, once we got to Red Dot, after he had said everything he had said, he's like, I know you guys all think I have it put together. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think that at all.
no, sir.
But the self-perception, his self-perception was completely different than what at least I saw through his mannerisms, his conduct, and his
demeanor,
his verbiage. Like, nope, didn't think that of you.
And that's because he's doing what so many people nowadays are good at, is justifying your own reality. I'd mentioned earlier, like we put ourselves as the gods of our own world, and we can use anything. We can make any excuse for why we're allowed to continue a bad behavior or do something bad. Because social media lets us. We're the kings of our own little worlds. We can post whatever we want. It's fine. And now with AI, we can alter anything that we need to fit our narrative. Photoshop even years back, like, oh, I don't like how I look in that. Let me just take a few pounds off. Touch this up, get rid of my crow's feet. We're so good at distorting reality and not living in God's world.
Right.
And once you get into God's world, you're going to start changing, and it's going to be seen here in the secular realm, which is what it took for me.
So walk me through. I mean, how did you go from,
It's just heart posture, heart change.
When do you remember the first time noticing the offense that using foul language brings?
It would have been last year probably, where it was kind of all starting to settle in, sink in. Because I'm still in construction. I would still drop some words here and there, and I remember seeing some people like wince a little bit, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. And the topic came up, and it was like, I'll swear here and there, but I won't take the Lord's name in vain. And then I got super convicted of like, how many times have I misused my Father's name for a laugh, for a joke? And it's like, no, this isn't what should be coming from me. This isn't what I should be putting into the world. So
what was the work that you had to do? Like, I know the Lord was changing your heart and working on that, but what was the work that you had to do to walk out of that? Because we do have, Paul says, do not do this, and clothe yourself in this instead of this. Like, there are actions that we can do. It's walking in the opposite spirit. But what was some of the stuff that you had to do to actually walk that out?
Pray it away.
Hey, beep, like, hey, this beeping job site, blah blah, and it would, the check engine light would come on. You're like, okay, Lord, forgive me. That you'd pray, you'd stop right there.
Yeah. Hey, let's cancel this up. Or ahead of time, if I know I'm going into a stressful meeting, it's like, hey, Lord, I need you. Keep my heart flesh. May I honor you. May I respect you. May you work through me for this meeting. May I not lose my temper. All of those things.
Just surrendered. Like,
you surrendered.
Going back to your word,
you surrendered.
It's that posture.
And Heller, Steve talks about before his feet hit the ground. Hey, Lord, I'm giving you, I'm giving you my pride. I'm giving you this sin. I'm surrendering it to you. I need you. I want to abide in you.
Right.
And that's been huge.
Yeah.
My prayer life has just grown exponentially,
right?
To where I'm doing that. And actually, it's like, if I wake up at 12:15, I'm like, well, I'm not getting up for the day, but I'm up right now. So, hey, Lord, I want to honor you, and respect you, and abide in you. I've changed what I'm listening to at the gym. Going back to like when mid-August happened.
Huge influence. People don't think so. They're like, oh, I like the beat, I like the music. It's like, I'm sorry, it still goes into your heart.
I looked at my Spotify recap, and it was like, your top 5 artists are like Steel Panther, DMX, Poison, and it's like, no wonder I'm so screwed up. Like, this is what I'm ingesting at the gym. This is what I'm consuming. Mm-hmm. And what you consume is what you crave. So I swapped it out. I made a playlist called Hallowed Be Thy Gains. It's got some straight bumping gospel. It's got some Christmas music to it too. And because
this early, Chubbs?
oh, dude,
my kids would love you,
dude. I've hit some PRs like when Nat King Cole
early.
When Nat King Cole comes with the
I don't care.
Fall on your knees. I'm preacher curling like 135. I'm like, let's go.
That's a great song.
I mean, yeah, it hits you.
Yeah, but my kids are wanting to play Dominic the Donkey. I'm like, no, we can't do that yet, kids.
Our Christmas tree's been up for like 2 weeks, Joe, and we're technically late to the party. I'm so sorry. Will you forgive me? It's up. We can't take it down. We can't take it down.
Why?
It's a family tradition.
I'll take it down.
You will not. You don't know where those ornaments go. You want to suffer the wrath of Jamie?
Oh, I'll be in and out.
You should ninja it.
Yeah. What time does she go to work?
She doesn't.
So. Well, okay, good for you. But my kid, I'm gonna tell Scarlett that tonight, and she's gonna be like, Dad, can we do that?
Well, we need to have you guys over anyway.
I let them watch a Christmas movie the other day. I was doing
Die
something.
Hard?
Huh? No, but like, really, you'll let us? Because I mean, I am strict. After Thanksgiving is when all of it happens.
November 32nd, you can start with Christmas, right? Yeah. But so changing what I'm listening to at the gym. I mean, I listened through all of the New Testament in like a month's time while doing cardio and stuff. And the Forge podcast, like I said, the second I saw blue, I'm like, heck yeah, we're listening to this for the next 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Because like I'm on this treadmill, I'm not going anywhere. Let's just keep getting filled with good stuff.
One of my favorite verses or chapters in the Bible is Mark 4, and Jesus says, if you don't understand this parable, how can you understand any? So I add this, it's like the decoder rings of parables, but he equates the heart to soil, which then you can add another word, an incubator. Whatever you put in the soil, if I plant a seed of corn or if I plant a weed, what's going to grow? It's
going to grow. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's an incubator. Whatever you put in it grows. Out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So we think, oh, it's so innocent to just, I like the beat of this rap song. I mean, I love Dr. Dre. It's like, okay, but it's going in here and it's going into the heart, and then all out of that heart, out of the ground
comes everything.
Guard your heart, because out of it flows the things of life.
It's what's on your mind. It's what's coming out of your tongue.
And so
what are your eyes looking for, looking at?
Yep.
Right.
Recognizing that is huge. What you did at the gym, and it's like, you know what, let me change this up.
Yeah, we don't need to listen to this stuff anymore.
Yeah. What would you say? What would you say to a guy out there listening that struggles, or maybe doesn't even recognize their tongue and their unclean speak?
I would encourage them to go to people that they value and ask, what do you think about my language?
That's a great question. That's a great observation.
Too. Like, hey, take it to someone who you're going to listen to.
Chubbs, that's legit, man. That's a great answer.
No, that's how it should be. Because I mean, you know, when Damien called me out on it, it's like, man, here's a dude who is just pouring into me, doing so much for me, loving me, and I can't even have the courtesy to, you know, clean up my tongue a little bit.
Turn
it's
it
like,
off for a minute.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Chubbs. Yeah, and then it's also like, what are my kids hearing at home? What are they experiencing? So I'm excited for tonight if it's going over.
Yeah.
If it's going over
well, I don't know what Edward's
how exactly he's going to do it.
Because there's quite a few verses, but I can't see why he wouldn't. It's also in ministry and in working with other men. The mouth is a great indicator of where a man's heart is.
Right.
So you can also, in love, hear how they're saying. Hear this Chubbs who can't turn the sailor's mouth off. It's like, okay, he's struggling with something. There's something there that let's go after that. So it's also a great. It might be offensive, but it's also a great indicator of a man's heart. It's like, okay, how can I get in there, and how can I dissect what's going on so that I can better help this man? Because the cursing's not the problem. It's the root of what's inside the heart that we got to go cut out. And then, with the Lord's help,
it'll heal.
It'll heal,
and it'll get stronger, and it's going to get better because that's what he does. He's a God who restores. He's a God who replaces.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's it for the podcast. But can you share the trout story just so we have it?
Yes, of course.
Is this? I mean, is this worthy?
Out of all the stories from that time, that's one of the better.
Yeah. So to
better
start
ones.
the podcast, on the slate,
Wait, it's my.
What?
Which one?
Well, I'm
you've
talking,
got.
so it'll be.
Oh, you've got you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
Ford's podcast, Trouty, take 2. So I nicknamed Chubbs Trouty a little bit, and it's a fantastic story. I just wanted him to share it with you guys. we all went to dinner, 4 of us, his wife, my wife, and we could not stop laughing for I think an hour. He was just sharing this story, and the rest of the night was ruined because of
it was just giggles. And that's like I said, Jamie's like people are gonna tune in to this podcast and it's gonna be like 48 minutes of just 2 men giggling at each other.
That's why we saved this old Trouty for the end.
So years ago, my best friend and I are up in Sedona. We're fishing up in Oak Creek. There's a little spot that we go and hit for trout. We're there with my older sister. She's kind of hanging out with us at this time. And, we start catching fish, and my sister's like, "Oh, are you going to release them?" And we're all, no, we're men. Like, we just harvested these animals. We have hunted them in their homeland. They are ours to dine, And we kind of keep building up the stringer, and it's like, all right, it's time to go. And we and my sister's like, she's like, we don't even have a cooler to like take these things back. It's a 2-hour drive down to the valley. We'll buy a cooler. In fact, you're going to buy it for us because you're the woman, we're the men, we're the great white fishers here. And we drive into town and we stop at the Chevron there in Sedona, and we're like, all right, go get the cooler and the ice. And she gets and leaves. And my best friend and I look at each other. I'm like, dude, do you want to eat these fish? And he's like, I don't want to eat these fish. I was like, dude, I hate trout. They're so bony. Why do we insist on keeping these fish? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't want to take them. I'm not going to gut them when we get home.
Well, there is a all the times I've been fishing, there is a moment that happens from when you catch them. You are so optimistic about everything you said, living off the land, catching it, feeding yourself.
Man, I'm gonna build a fire.
And then time passes. You're like, I don't even want fish.
I don't even like lemon pepper seasoning.
It's like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Well, we got to at least clean it. I've cleaned so many trout, but then I throw them in the freezer as my way of okay, and then I'll eat them later.
And then 2 years,
9 years later, I'll throw it. I'm like, this trout's disgusting.
Yeah, we don't need
that's my justification, right? So anyway, something happens in that window of time, right?
Also, and
you
then
lose your energy or your passion for eating this trout.
Yeah, you're like, a Whopper sounds way better. Way better. And so we're sitting there, I was like, what are we gonna do with these trout? And I'm like filling up the car, and I'm like, I look over at the gas pump, I'm like, I got an idea. And I proceed to dump the trout into the windshield washing bin with the scraper and the blue liquid. And I just dump them in there. They're sitting there bobbing up and down because they're dead. They're dead. We killed them, And we're just giggling about it. And by this time, my sister's coming back, the car. And she's got the foam, ice chest, and she's got the bag of ice, and she's like, here's your stupid, cooler and stupid ice for your stupid fish. And I'm like, we don't need them anymore. And she's like, what do you mean we don't need them anymore? You guys were being mean to me at the river, and I just went and bought these. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, Mary, just don't hassle it. But could you clean the windshield for us? And she goes to it. And just finds 8 rainbow trout, tail up on some, head up on the other, bobbing. And she's just like, "You two are horrible." And we're like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get on the 17 quick. And so we book it out of there. But then we had this just delicious narrative that we made up of some poor guy in a minivan with like 2 sick kids and a dog and a wife who's just been belittling him since like the Grand Canyon, you know, and is telling him he's doing everything wrong. And she's like, I swear, if one more thing goes wrong, you know, that is it. We are done. And he's just like, I just need to fill up this minivan. I'm gonna clean the windshield. And then he goes to clean it, and dead trout smacks the windshield next to his wife and kids, and just windshield wipers. Sorry, just scales and eyes are going everywhere. Just, this poor guy. Why, Trout? I'll never get the deposit back.
Oh my gosh. That's why he's called Old Trouty, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Chubbs, we'll see you Tuesday.
I'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you for listening to the Forge Podcast.